you. This righteous fear, man, it's different, man. It's provocative, man. I mean, I don't even know what that means. It gets the people going.
Y'all, so it looks like Gabrielle Union is out for revenge because she just exposed her soon-to-be ex-husband Dwyane Wade for being gay and on the DL. Dwyane Wade recently got exposed for cheating on Gabrielle again, and she seems to be trying to get her lick back by spilling as much tea as she can. She appears to have finally confirmed his gay allegations, and listen, it is a whole lot of tea to spill.
I failed big, and I failed very publicly, and I failed at marriage.
Okay, so I'm gonna need y'all to get on in the room and come and get this tea real quick because it looks
Salute squad and welcome to class, guys. And we here, Nosy Ninja News Day, and we gonna get this cleared up, yo, with this Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union situation. Now we don't care. We know Dwyane Wade a little funny style. We know that. I mean, I told y'all that when they ushered Iverson out to roll him out for this Hall of Fame thing, they needed to have that masculinity next to him. But we know that the boy's soft. You know what I mean? It's in his upbringing. He need that mama love. You know what I mean? Something about these guys that are raised in single parent households that they just fall and go for anything, guys. All right, so let's get straight on into the content, man.
looks like we are finally starting to get more clarity on the Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade relationship or situationship. Now, the streets have been talking about their divorce for a while now and wondering what went wrong. Well, it looks like we finally have the answer to that because insiders are now reporting new information, saying that the marriage crashed because Dwyane Wade has been slinging it around with other menses.
I mean, you can say that, but it ain't all of that, though, guys. It ain't just that. I want y'all to understand these people is out here trauma bonding too. Just because they got money don't mean they're not trauma bonding. These people share a common relatable incident experience in their childhood that they can relate to that's toxic. You know what I mean? And that's what keep them together. Because now she gonna come forward and talk about how he's gay in this, but what that shows us about her, that tells a lot about her.
Been slinging it around with other menses, and Gabrielle is sick and tired of covering up for him. Now, rumors of Dwyane Wade cheating on Gabrielle are nothing new because it goes way back to when they first started dating. One of his numerous side pieces spilled the tea back then, saying, "I too have my situation with Dwyane. Can't lie, he is great in bed, but I definitely would not take him seriously the way Gabrielle does."
And see, that's the problem. Gabrielle, she can't get past him being great and bad. So she let everything else slide because he's great and bad. You know what I mean? And that's something that she have to figure out in her, guys. It don't be the other person. Dwyane Wade gonna be Dwyane Wade. He a cheater, he gonna be cheating. You know what I mean? You got to find what's in you that like cheaters. Tell you this all of the time. This shit gets so repetitive, right? It gets so repetitive with these situationships, guys.
Sleeps with and flies bees out all the time. They like to act like they are Michelle and Barack when in reality, things are not what they seem. She continued, "Every time some type of gossip comes out, they have to make an appearance to show the media how real they are. He's involved with many girls, and that's to say the least. And everyone that deals with him knows this. Either Gabrielle knows this and doesn't care, or she is playing dumb, which I find hard to believe." Well, it turns out that Dwyane was not only cheating with women, but apparently he was cheating with some men's as well. There have been rumors about Dwyane being on the DL for a long time, but nobody really paid a lot of attention to the situation. I mean, he was married to a woman before he even started dating Gabrielle. And even when he and Gabrielle broke up, he ended up getting somebody else pregnant in only a few months. But quiet as his kept, allegedly he was only using the women as beards to hide the truth. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he didn't love the women too at some point, because I think he might like both of them and really just love women in his own way. But his first priority was to protect his secret. Now, fans have noticed something pretty interesting about these two. Now, remember when they broke up and he had a breakup baby on her? Well, years later, Gabrielle spoke about how hurt she was by his actions, saying, "It should go without saying that we were not in a good place at the time that the child was conceived, but we were doing much better when he finally told me about the pregnancy."
And now you see, that's trauma bonding rule number 3 right there. You make excuses for your partner. You make excuses for your partner, bro. This is why she's not a victim. She's not a victim. Nope, nope.
To say it was devastated is to pick a word on a low shelf for convenience. There are peoples, strangers I will never meet, who have been upset that I have not previously talked about that trauma. I have not had words, and even after untold amount of therapy, I'm not sure I have them now. Well, people have always thought about how weird it was that she took him back after the break baby, but there's this new theory going around that Gabrielle left him when she found out that he was gay. But when he had a baby, he was able to convince her that it was all a misunderstanding and that he was really straight, and that's why she took him back. It also can kind of explain why they got married only a few months after they got back together, and people are now saying that Dwyane was trying to get her to lock it down before she could change her mind. Now, some people also believe that he might have been set out deliberately to have the baby just to convince Gabrielle, and that it wasn't an accident like he claimed. I mean, what are the odds? Well, fans have noticed that he and Gabrielle barely acknowledge the child, whose name is Xavier. Now, there's a whole lot we can say about Dwyane, but nobody can deny that he's a great father. Well, at least to his 3 other kids, that is. He's a great father to his other children, and he has even gone to war for Zaya. Now, Zaya is a trans teen woman, and a lot of people seem to have issues with this, but Dwyane has shown immense support for her. He literally got a court case with his ex-wife just so Zaya could be free to express herself however she likes. But when it came to Xavier, it's just crickets. Now, before y'all come with the excuse that he probably doesn't like Xavier's mom, so he ignores the child, let me stop you right there. First, he and Xavier's mom were friends for years before she got pregnant with Xavier. Also, he literally hates the guts of his first wife, Siobhan Fudges, and he continues to show up 100% for their 2 kids together, so it doesn't even really add up. Plus, if he wanted to have a baby of convenience, it only makes sense for him to choose a longtime friend as the baby mama, right? Well, like I said,
you wasn't hate when the motherfucker was living, goddammit. Now the motherfucker dead. Fuck the son of a bitch. Fuck him, goddammit, and fuck anybody with his ass. Yeah. Y'all know the motherfucker ain't no good. You want look. All you motherfuckers been snitching for him and shit. Now you standing up in here, goddammit, talking about preach it, preacher, preach it, preacher. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that. I'm gonna shoot your ass too, motherfucker. Keep on. You gonna get shot too, nigga. You gonna get shot. God bless. God bless the fool, goddammit. God bless the fool. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna end this goddamn thing. Look, where's that goddamn money bowl at? Who got that money bowl? We taking that money right now for you leave this bitch. We ain't leaving out here for free, motherfucker.
I said, fans are now convinced that Gabrielle had her suspicions, but he managed to convince her to stay with the break baby, and they got back together. And for a long time, fans looked.
Why are y'all trying to make this into a surprise? This lady knew that this man was bisexual. This lady was okay with this man being bisexual. This lady is trying to save face as a black woman now because they can't do no wrong. They got to be the victim or the victor in these situations. So now she's going to expose this man as if that's her secret to her. Come on now, stop it. She knew, and she was okay with it because she got a chance to swing on some new penises herself. You know what I mean? That's how that worked. So we're not going to do that.
at them as the ultimate example of black love in Hollywood. I mean, they were both super successful and they seemed to be happily in love, so what could possibly go wrong, right? Well, as it turns out, there was a lot that could go wrong. Like the time Gabrielle spilled the beans in an interview that they split their bills right down the middle, 50.
Exactly. They use these people. They use these celebrities to show you how to run your household. These are the people conditioning and controlling the minds of the regular bitches running around here, bro. Do y'all not see the blueprint? They use these celebrities and these relationship caps to conform the people, to get the people to go along with the ways of the world, the patterns of this world. That's what they do.
50.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work. You better work.
Now, this rubbed people all types of the wrong way because Dwyane makes way more money than Gabrielle. Her net worth is about $40 million, while he is worth $170 million, making him more than 4 times wealthier. So it's kind of confusing why they're doing this whole 50-50 split thing, when in all fairness, he should be paying more, given the income gap. But if you think that's strange, well, it goes from bad to worse up, because Dwyane spilled more tea in the interview. It turns out Gabrielle was the one who pushed for the equal split, all because he made a remark during a heated argument that didn't sit right with her.
We decided together, because I think I said one time when we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never.
And that was probably the mid-range emasculation process on you right there. So any female trying to compare herself to you, any female that you're with, supposed to be building with, is trying to compare herself and compete with you, that's a problem, bro. Women got to understand that they are not equal to man. They are the second vessel. They are the weaker vessel. And that's okay. She have her magic powers, and we as men have our own magic powers. And we're gonna break this 50-50 shit down, because you do whatever work for you, my guy. You stop running with these little templates that's pushed out here to keep us separate. You find you a chick that respect you, that love you, and you do what work for you. Stop all this stupid shit, yo.
Never say my house again.
Wow. Oh, and y'all know how I said that fans believed that he had a baby to convince her that he wasn't gay? It turns out that Gabrielle still had her doubts, because she went to great lengths to make sure that her money wasn't tied with his for the first couple of years of their marriage. In an interview, she said, the biggest difference between this and the last marriage will be a prenup. And my insistence, when you have your own.
How much different would your life look if you had 1 million followers on Instagram? Would you make more money from Instagram? Would your brand be bigger on Instagram?
Own stuff, you don't need to worry about anyone else's stuff. So everyone should go into the relationship knowing I'm here for you and you're here for me. And the reality is I've never seen Dwyane balance a checkbook, so I gotta protect my stuff. It's the wave of the future. Ew, not the wave of the future. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Our prenups are on.
You see, it's the wave of the future. You see how that is? It's like, why are you with a man you got to babysit? You never see him budget, but you gonna bust it wide open for him, though. If a nigga can't manage a budget, then he can't manage his life, and it's a lot of other things he can't manage, like like keeping his thing in his pants, sis. So you ask for everything you getting.
Always a smart way to go, but it's not what she said, it's how she said it. People found this to be a bit strange, but it was nothing compared to the shockwave that swept through us when Jaguar Wright spilled some tea about how Dwyane was on the down low and how he would often host gay pool parties at his home.
They ain't doing as much, I guess, now because they're getting older. I guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front, so they went to the back and there was a bunch of old niggas and young boys back there all ass naked in the Wade house.
Listen, Miss Jaguar Wright is always gonna spill some tea. I mean, always. Her story further convinced fans that Dwyane was on the down low, and it added even more fuel to the fire. And last week, gossip blog Don Moy spilled some tea about how Dwyane had been caught with another woman, and how Gabrielle was so hurt that she decided to pull a plug on the marriage. The blog wrote, Dwyane is very close to a woman, not Gabrielle. He was spotted getting very close to her, spoke to her very intimately while I was there for 2 hours. Gabrielle also has some interesting posts on her Instagram. When clarity, truth, and transparency are present, there's only room for evolution. Gabrielle just posted on her Snapchat a pic of her daughter. I'd do anything for her peace. They also said, somebody else messaging me that Dwyane keeps posing with the kids and not Gabrielle. Gabrielle has only been posting with her daughter and not their other kids. And an insider said that they will be like Will and Jada. If they ever separate, they will keep it quiet and live their separate lives, but keep a united front for years, if necessary. But hold on, it's about to get crazier. As it turns out, the woman that Dwyane was spotted with was not a woman, but a male crossdresser, y'all. According to an insider, Gabrielle allegedly knows that Dwyane is back sleeping with men, and she is sick and tired of turning a blind eye and pretending like it didn't happen. The insiders claim that Gabrielle is so hurt over this. This is the real reason that she's talking to divorce lawyers to figure out how to best approach the situation. She is disgusted by the thought of Dwyane using her as a beard, even though they're still keeping up appearances for their daughter's sake. Fans notice that they've stopped wearing their wedding rings, which is usually a dead giveaway. But as expected, the streets have been talking about this whole drama, and they've been saying things like, and she was paying half the bills? He a booty bandit anyway. I don't feel sorry for her because she chose this after he had a break baby. Dwyane Wade being gay is still crazy to me, and I am not surprised. Did Gabrielle think she was the one woman to tame Dwyane? Gabrielle was horrible and disrespectful to Dwyane's first wife. She inserted herself in a marriage that ended in divorce. She was a part of that. It's coming back on her now. Now she is the wife and he is still cheating. I don't know. Some would say karma's doing this big one, and it's some wild stuff.
And that's a fact, guys. We know that. We know that to be true over here, guys. We know that what you do, what you reap, you will sow. And again, this be that trauma bonding shit that I'll be talking to you about. Let's go into what Dwyane Wade got to say about this shit right here, bro. Because at the end of the day, everybody's speaking on this, man. You know what I mean? He probably hit us with what Dwight Howard said. It's my business. It's my business. And he right. He right.
I think when things happen personally to you, when you have a personal connection to something or someone, you take it a little bit more serious.
It's hard. It's hard to let that go. So I'm working on that.
Not Gabrielle Union losing Dwyane Wade the same way she allegedly got him cheating. Word on the street is
exactly
that Dwyane with someone else.
How you get a person is how you gonna lose a person. And how you get a person is normally how they gonna stay.
And the really messy part is that this someone else was allegedly a man. But that's not all. The blogs are saying Dwyane is mad that Gabrielle is trying to leave him because they allegedly had an agreement that they could see other people. Now, let me be clear. Nothing has been officially confirmed yet. However, several outlets reported that Gabrielle and Dwyane's marriage is on the rocks, with some sources even claiming that these two are already living separate lives, Will and Jada style. Girl.
Exactly, right? They try getting the pattern, this open relationship shit, right? Wasn't that another one that wasn't that another couple who tried to push this open relationship shit?
Let's just get into this mess up.
But when it happens to you, you have to look it in the face. You have to, right on. Like my daughter looking at me across the table. I have to. This is something I need to deal with, right?
So there are rumors of a messy situation between Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade, potentially leading to divorce. Allegedly, Dwyane has been cheating on Gabrielle with several different people, and it's been all over the place. We already know he had a baby on her, and she took him back. But this time, it seems Gabrielle is really done with him. And y'all, streets are saying that Gabby caught D. Wade doing the nasty with a man. Now, this may not be that shocking to some of you because rumors about Gabrielle and Dwyane being swingers and Dwyane being on the DL have been going around for years. But let's start from the beginning and what I mean when I say you lose them how you get them. So these two first met in 2007 when they were both dating other people. After she divorced Chris Howard in 2005, Gabrielle briefly dated Juan Dixon, but their relationship didn't last long, and she moved on with the now former New Orleans Saints player, Darren Sharper. Years later, Darren was sentenced to 20 years in prison for drugging and essaying 4 women and attempting to essay at least 16 others in multiple states. Gabrielle, however, never publicly spoke on Darren's case. Anyway, Gabrielle met Dwyane while she and Darren were still a thing. And at that time, Dwyane was married to his high school sweetheart, Siobhan Funches. Now, Gabrielle and Dwyane always claimed nothing happened between them when they first met, but the timeline is a little suspicious. Shortly after she met Dwyane, Gabrielle broke things off with Darren, and then just months later, Dwyane decided to end his marriage with Siobhan. Of course, this led many to believe that Dwyane and Gabrielle had been sneaking around while he was still married. They both obviously denied this, with Dwyane being clear that Gabrielle had no part in his divorce. But nobody really bought into this narrative because they were just trying to save face. Anyway, they went public with their romance in 2010, just a few months after Dwyane's divorce from Siobhan was finalized. But it didn't take long for rumors to start flying about Dwyane cheating on Gabrielle with multiple women all over Hollywood. And then in early 2013, when these rumors had already reached a boiling point, Dwyane and Gabrielle decided to take some time apart, claiming it was due to their busy schedules. But Dwyane couldn't have been that busy because while he was on a break with Gabrielle, he had a baby on her with one of his side pieces, Aja Medoyer. Aja gave birth to Dwyane's son, Xavier, in 2014, and just weeks later, Gabrielle and Dwyane announced their engagement. Obviously, the timeline raised a lot of eyebrows, and people wondered how Dwyane managed to get someone pregnant so quickly after his split with Gabrielle. And then the fact that Gabrielle took him back, I cannot, y'all. So, from where I'm standing, it looked like Dwyane and Aja might have had something simmering behind the scenes all along, considering Dwyane's impressive stats on infidelities. Dwyane later claimed he reunited with Gabrielle before learning about Aja's pregnancy, and he was scared to break the news to Gabrielle because he thought she would leave him again. Now, Gabrielle did claim that she was devastated after Dwyane told her that another woman was expecting his baby, but it seems that Gabby wanted that ring on her finger badly, so she turned a blind eye to Dwyane's cheating. After
Fake online dating gurus have it all wrong. It's not about cheesy, outdated pickup lines. It's not about
patching things up, Dwyane and Gabrielle tied the knot in August 2014 in Miami. But honey, those cheating rumors never left their side. It didn't take long before rumors again popped up that Dwyane had cheated on Gabrielle with Aja because their approach to Dwyane and Aja's son, Xavier, was, well, strange to say the least. They seemed to conveniently ignore his existence while flaunting an image of a perfect blended family with Dwyane's other 2 kids, Zaire and Zaya. In her 2015 interview with People, Gabby said, "Marrying into a family of 3 boys and becoming a stepmother to 3 kids has just sort of been an extension to how I was raised. The more, the merrier. Everyone counts. Everyone has a space." But see, she was referring to Dwyane's 2 kids, Zaire and Zion, and his nephew, Devon Morris, whom Dwyane has full custody of. So there was no mention of Xavier. Now, I get that maybe Gabrielle didn't mention Xavier because the boy doesn't live with Dwyane, but I don't know. It's still kind of weird. She said she married into a family of 3 boys when Dwyane also had a 4th son. And just a disclaimer, I'm referring to Zaya as Dwyane's son because in 2015, when Gabrielle did this interview with People, Zaya still hadn't come out as transgender, and Gabrielle was also publicly referring to her as a boy. But let's move on because I got a lot more tea to spill. So the whole situation got even messier after Dwyane and Gabrielle got married because, on top of rumors that Dwyane had been cheating on Gabrielle all along, stories popped up about Dwyane being on the DL. And Gabrielle didn't really help to shut shut down these rumors because she came out and said she eats Dwyane's groceries. She also suggested that all women should do it if they want to be equal and claimed that most men love it but are too scared to ask for it.
You see this shit right here? This is what creates the stupid shit. This is what creates the toxic shit in our community. These celebrities that y'all be worshiping and y'all be idolizing. And it's sad, bro. You hear her? Little munchkin. So now she used to eat chalk in school. She used to be one of them ones that slide past the front desk, slide past the chalkboard and with a finger swipe it and lick it. I told y'all, any nigga eating booty, they used to eat chalk back in the days.
It's her ass. Then does that mean she has to eat the man's butt?
If we're talking about, equal time here.
Guys really aren't, at least the ones I know, ain't really into this.
That's what they say.
Now, I don't care what people do in their bedroom as long as everything is between consenting adults. But Gabrielle, we really don't need to know all this information.
No, she looks straight like Lilith right there, bro. And you could tell, you could go into her history, you know what I mean? She just like weird niggers. She like pervs. You know what I mean? She like them weird.
Keeps asking Gabrielle and Jada Pinkett questions needs to stop immediately. Anyway, the DL rumors about Dwyane took a dark turn when Jaguar Wright came out and said she heard from multiple young men that Dwyane and Gabrielle throw these weird parties where old-ass men creep on young boys. Now, I know Jaguar is not the most reliable source, but I don't know, y'all. At this point, nothing would surprise me about these Hollywood couples. Also, let me add that Dwyane's ex-wife Siobhan claimed during their divorce that Dwyane infected her with an STD around 2007. So, like I said, I'm not putting anything past these celebrities. And then on top of all this mess, Gabrielle and Dwyane's marriage took another hit on social media earlier this year when Gabrielle revealed that they split their bills 50-50, even though Dwyane makes like 4 times more money than she does.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50.
Gabrielle also said that she worries she won't be able to support herself and her family members if her career goes downhill. So she basically implied that she can't count on Dwyane to help her out.
I get nervous, like, oh God, that movie didn't open, well, what does that mean?
And oddly enough, guys, this is how the majority of them are taught. This is how the majority of them are raised, because they mama ain't have nobody that they could depend on. So, and the cycle continues. It's the generational curse, and it's mental.
Right? Am I going to have enough to hold everybody up?
Now, Dwyane later claimed that Gabrielle pushed for this 50-50 arrangement because he once made a nasty comment about it being his house. So she insisted that they share everything equally.
We decided together, because I think I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again.
Wow.
She said, you can say that in the arena.
Dwyane also claimed this works perfectly for his household and told people to just mind the damn business. But Dwyane, how are we supposed to do that when Gabrielle keeps sharing y'all's business with the world? Anywho, Gabrielle and Dwyane are now back in the headlines with rumors of Dwyane cheating on her again. And word on the street is that he's cheated with a man. But Demois claimed they received a tip about Dwyane getting cozy with a woman, not a man, in a Malibu restaurant. So I guess it's all speculation at this point. Meanwhile, other sources are saying D-Wade doesn't even consider this cheating because he and Gabrielle have some sort of open marriage arrangement, and he wants to keep it that way. Now, fans have mixed opinions about this whole situation, and while a lot of them are saying this is Gabrielle's karma for getting involved with a married man and a known cheater, others want to see Dwyane get his karma too. One fan said, I don't feel bad for Gabrielle. She knew how trash he was to his first wife and watched him keep that lady's kids from her. Instead of saying something, she took over. But another person added, folks will literally crucify Gabrielle while absolving Dwyane for any wrongdoing. If this is Gabby's karma, what is Dwyane's? He's been deemed a serial cheater, had an outside child, left his wife, and accused her of being mentally unstable.
But you're not understanding. Dwyane is being Dwyane. Dwyane is being Dwyane. So you can't ask him for, you can't want to see his karma. He is being who he want to be. And she know that.
Let me know how you feel about this mess. Who's getting their karma here? And do you feel bad for Gabrielle at all? Comment down below. And
Now, guys, you and I know, the Goodbreads know, it ain't about who winning and losing. They both need some healing, and they both need to take some self-accountability. And honestly, Dwyane Wade looked like he's taking his self-accountability. He wanted to be an open relationship. You dealt with it this long, you liked it, and he loved it. So now you want to switch it up. And that's how these women be, guys. That's how these women be in these relationship situations. You know what I mean? When shit don't go their way, when they ain't painting the narrative and creating the shit, the story the way they want it, they're totally it. God told you that. They'll tear it down with their own hands, guys. And that's what this is going on, guys. But I told you I was going to keep you up to date with what's going on. This, that, nosy ninja news. You know what I mean? We'll get back to our regular scheduled program. Don't forget, guys, we got 2 channels. We got this channel where we talk about celebrity gossip, but we also got the Brutally Honest Goodbread where we get down to the dirt and we talk about some self-improvement and things of that nature. All right, guys, y'all wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Do not play with your life. We do this for the culture.